Hi, welcome back. So in today's video, I thought I would walk you through how my spirit guide portraits have changed over the years. And gosh, yeah, they have really changed since I first started. So as I chat through this video, I will try and um, put some screenshots in when I go to edit this so that you can see what I'm talking about. So here we go. Right, well, um when I first started drawing my visions, so this was before I wanted to be a spirit artist. This was as I was going through my spiritual awakening and I was hearing voices and I was seeing like visions and faces at night with my eyes open and my eyes closed. And there were certain faces and images I felt so compelled to draw, and those I did sort of in pencil and just like scratchy old colouring pencils that I had lying around. So pretty mediocre, regular stuff, just what I could find basically. And yeah, the pictures were very, very crude. They did look like a child had drawn them. And I mean, I hadn't drawn for years and years. I mean, the last time I had drawn was probably when I was 15, 16, doing GCSE art at secondary school. I don't know if you can count mucking around in my bedroom or from my childhood painting and drawing, which I did constantly. And yeah, I'm not sure you can count that. But anyway, so I mean, they looked pretty crappy if I'm honest. Which is there's nothing actually wrong with that. I have no problem at all with crude portraits. That all you really need is the kind of the general idea, right? Some features that you can relate to, or the other person can relate to if you're drawing for someone else. Like it really doesn't matter. I've got no problem with crude portraits at all. You do not need a masterpiece to do spirit art. You just want to get a general kind of idea of the person you're drawing. So then when I realised I actually wanted to desperately do spirit art, I've spoken about this loads of times. The switch went on my back when I went to a mind, body, and spirit show. I just suddenly like, oh my god, I've got to practice, practice, practice. I want to do this so bad. So for that I went out and just got myself a pack of regular drawing pencils, um, like grayscale, your HBs and your 2B, um, and so yeah, I didn't touch color. I just went with grayscale, and I found that quite easy to work with as I was starting out, because like I can use my fingers to blend. I found like I could get quite good results using the different depths of my pencils. Your darker shades and your lighter shades. um, I just found it quite an easy medium to work with. Now and again, I thought about going to colour, but it seemed a little bit too risky. I just wasn't ready for it. So I did for several years just stick with grayscale, and I was quite content with that. And then what happened? Then I had a spirit guide portrait done, and in the reading, it was like this guide is like, you need to start using color. You need to get color into your portraits. And I was like, oh, I don't know, because I just don't think I'd be very good at it. But you've got to listen to your guides and you've got to trust what you've been given. So I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to have a crack at it. I'm going to start introducing color into my portraits. So what I thought I would try was soft pastels. So I got myself a box of soft pastels and started experimenting a bit. And to be honest, I just took to it quite well. Um, and I believe that's because um, I had new guides helping me. I've been told I do have artists on my team, which I'm gonna, it's a given, I guess. I've personally never had an artist come through to me. Um, like I've never personally seen a guide that's an artist, but I have had clairvoyants say you have artists on your team. And I believe they are there because of the crazy things that happen when I draw. And sometimes I will sense that I've got a new guide coming in because my style changes, or I'll want to do something a bit different, or include something else in the image, like an object or a spirit animal. So as they come and go, um, yeah, my style can change and has changed quite a bit. Um, so yeah, I soon realised using pastels, I could create really good effects, and yeah, that there's so many different ways of using soft pastels. So I mean, you can just grab the pastel and just draw straight onto the paper. You could use, the end of your finger. You can use cotton buds. You can use like literally makeup brushes, um, tissue, tissue, just tissue or loo roll. There's so many different things that you can, little tools that you can use just lying around the home to put with soft pastels and create great effects. And I really did enjoy that. And so I quickly learned how to do good skin colors, or try and make it look a bit more realistic. And then I started adding like an aura around the guide. Um, Again, it's like I think it's down to the artist or the guide who was with me through that phase, but I just felt compelled to always put an aura around the guide I was drawing for a client, and that tended to be the the um, the color the color that I was vibing with, and what my intuition was telling me at the time of drawing for that person. So here's a kind of rough example. If a protector guide had come in and it was a warrior, let's just say a Roman soldier, I would be picking up on a lot of red, the root chakra, and I would feel compelled to put that in the portrait because this is around strength and passion, survival, grounding, earthly stuff. Um, and so that would be the vibe. And if it's like if a very spiritual guide came in, like a shaman, let's just go with a shaman, or maybe a guide who was a clairvoyant in that lifetime, they tend to be spiritual teachers. And so I'm getting a lot of indigo and violet because crown chakra, third eye chakra, and blue for communication. Um, so those colours I will feel compelled to put around the outside. Or if it's a fun guide, a really jolly guide, curiosity, imagination, I would go with orange, or maybe yellow. So do you get the gist? And then I kind of stopped doing that. Um, and then sort of started to focus more on adding like the shoulders. So sometimes I was only doing the face, and then I would feel compelled to then start including the shoulders. And that way I can include jewelry and like the clothing they were wearing. So it's like a bit more detail, a bit more insight. And I did that for quite a while. And then, of course, I then go back to drawing just the face and not including the shoulders. It it just seems to vary. And where are we with this? And then I went for a phase of spirit animals. I just felt compelled to put the spirit animals in, and at the moment I'm not doing that. And then there was a phase where I felt compelled to put objects in. So um, had they had items that had come through in my vision, in my meditation, that was of importance, I would add that. Like, for example, pottery. This like this one time, this lady from Africa, I think somewhere like Africa, came through, and she worked with clay and made lots of pottery. It was like a family business. So these pots were of importance, and lots of things like that. Um, and then where do we go? Yeah. So like I said, the style does change, and I do sense, oh, is that a different energy working with me today? It's quite difficult to just keep it consistent throughout the last decade. Like anybody who's been following me for quite a while or has had several portraits will be able to, well, that they know, because they've seen how their portraits have changed. Like, why is it now looking like that? I just don't seem to be able to keep it consistent. It is what it is. Um, but yeah. So I just thought it was quite interesting. It's interesting for me to look back on how it's all changed. Um, and I mean, I'm now doing paintings, something I thought I would never do, wasn't interested, was told repeatedly in my past readings that I would be doing big canvases. I was like, nah, that's not going to happen. And and here I am. I'm now also doing big canvases. I've started my second piece. So there you go. It's like I'm branching out into different forms of spirit art, depending on what guide is working with me. And I'm guessing it will just keep changing. And it's great. It's all good. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you found that kind of interesting. Um, yeah, so take care, guys. See you later. Bye.